What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. I want to talk about Tyson Fury versus AJ, the fight that, according to Tyson Fury, is not going to happen. No time soon. We're talking undisputed. We're talking about the two top heavyweights in the division. And 1 minute, where, videos are up saying that it's all but done. All the paperwork is sent out. They're just waiting for Tyson Fury's team to do whatever he has to do, sign this paper, that paper. Oh, well, yeah, the fight is going to be this, that, and oh, yeah, we're coming closer. You hear all of these different things. And then all of a sudden, Tyson Fury says he don't think that fight is going to happen next. Now, every time we see AJ do a video, AJ's always training. And he does his own thing with his YouTube channel where he'll put a video out, put something positive out, vibing with the people, but at the same time, he's always training. Now, you see Tyson Fury on the beach. Now, that video is true. Now, he out there having fun on the beach, living his life fine. But if that's true, and he's so out of shape, his belly hanging over his drawers like that, and yet he's supposed to be getting ready to have a showdown with AJ, then if that video is legit, then how can you not look at that and realize this man's hunger and desire isn't the same right now? There's no way possible that you're going into the biggest fight of your career and you're going to half-ass it. And for people that think, brainwashed to think, oh, he's just that good that he can go in and play with AJ, he can go in there out of shape, you believe that if you want. All the excuses in the world won't change the fact if he goes in there and gets starched. And pretty much for me, people are saying, oh, that's just Fury being Fury. I'm not a child, man. I don't have interest in playing these type of games. Either you want the fight or you don't. Now, I don't lose no sleep if the fight happens or not, but I think it's disgraceful, man, for, here there was a time when Wilder and Fury was talking about when the two best when fighters really want to fight, it's easy to make the fight happen. Okay, right. And Tyson Fury was all teeth and cheers and smiles going along with it. Well, what's the problem with the fight then? I mean, what is the problem? What little petty detail, what little minor detail is it now that's holding the fight up? AJ can only do but so much, man. I mean, they're trying to make the fight happen. AJ was willing to sacrifice the fight being undisputed, just for the sake of fighting him. I mean, so you tell me, how does a guy sit here and say that the fight, I don't think is going to happen next? And this is not the first time. Last month, sometime he did the same thing. Or a month and a half ago, he made a video talking about how they're no closer to fighting now than he was 3 months ago. That's not how you promote a fight. Nobody's going to be interested in that because you denying that the fight's going to happen. How do you promote a fight by saying it's not going to happen? And for people that think that, he's just saying that so people will get more interested in the fight, hoping that it does happen. Look, diehard boxing fans that want to see the fight want to see the fight. Okay? Fanboys who may want to see the fight, okay? Fanboys, they'll pretty much ride with the fighter that they want to see win. And they'll even make excuses. The casuals, they don't even know what's going on. They just go by what they hear. And this is, like I said, why my motivation to make these videos, I don't want to sit up making a bunch of he said, she said. We need clarity on these things. What's actually happening and what's not happening. So right now, Tyson Fury is talking about the fight not being next. And he's talking as if like he's okay with that. And from what I'm hearing being said, okay, it's clear that AJ is not the holdup. So what is the reason that this fight may not happen? When you ask a direct question, you get all these little half-ass answers. They dance around it. What's the problem? What's the holdup in the fight? I mean, if fighting for undisputed, first off, and to me, it's not about just AJ versus Tyson Fury. It's the fact that it's AJ versus Tyson Fury for Undisputed. So for those, even including AJ, and I said that months ago when AJ said he think fighting Fury is bigger than fighting for Undisputed, and I'm like, how the hell are you just fighting Fury? How is that bigger than Undisputed? Undisputed is for everything. This is, hey, I beat the second best heavyweight. The guy who wins can say, I beat the second best heavyweight in the division, and I won all the titles in doing so. That makes the accomplishment that much of a bigger accolade. So how the hell can you just fight him and beat him, but it's not for Undisputed? And it's no. No one man is bigger than the sport, man. It's as simple as that. I don't care, even when you're the cash cow, because the sport is going to go on with or without you, even if the sport is not the same without you. Okay, there's no one guy that, once he walks away from boxing, that he's just bigger than boxing. No. There's no one guy that's just bigger than boxing. I don't care how popular you are. Okay, I'm not talking about popularity. We know at one time Muhammad Ali was probably the most popular fighter ever. Okay, but at the end of the day, no one fighter is bigger than boxing itself. So I don't agree with that comment, but that's AJ's feeling. That's how he sees it. Or maybe, I don't know if he just said that just to, I don't know. But why say it if you don't mean it, right? So I don't agree with that. Fighting Tyson Fury is bigger than fighting for Undisputed. That's bull crap to me. I don't know if he said that just to try to solidify this fight, like he's giving this man his props and want him to. I don't know. I don't really care, honestly. But I'll say this: if Tyson Fury is gonna duck AJ, if he's gotten soft, he's gotten comfortable. He done fought Deontay Wilder twice, got paid good money, right? So if it had fights in between that, so if he's gotten comfortable and he feels like he doesn't have that same heart and desire he used to, which I have to question. I listen to his own words. I'm saying, to me, it sounds like he's gotten soft. It sounds like he doesn't have that same desire anymore. And if you think about it, he has a history. Look at his history. Oh, I won the title but never defended it. He still hasn't done anything. As far as you look at champions, they've been 2 times, 3 times, and they'll have 4, 5, 6 fights. They defend their championships. Tyson Fury doesn't have that kind of he doesn't have that kind of resume. It's not on his resume. He doesn't have a bunch of title defenses. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, who knows? Maybe just the accomplishment itself. Maybe after beating Wilder, he just feel like, he's gotten comfortable. Maybe like I said, maybe the money's good to him, and he just feels like he doesn't have that same. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, didn't he donate his money to some charity that he won at one point, and then he's like, now he's starting all over, and got a nice lucrative deal with ESPN or some network or whatever. Okay, so I don't know, but maybe he's gotten soft. Maybe he lost his edge, at least for now. Maybe who knows? But at the same time, it's like you hear one thing that Eddie Hearn supposedly has said, or Eddie Hearn says one thing, and then all of a sudden you hear something completely different from Tyson Fury. So it's either you want the fight or you don't. Like I said, I'm not going to lose no sleep if the fight doesn't happen. But it's like, these games that people play, it just makes boxing look like a big joke. You call fighters bums, you talk trash about each other, you do all this name calling, and then go fight somebody else or don't fight. So, I mean, what is being accomplished, man? What is being accomplished? And if you're not gonna fight, see, I can hear people now saying Tyson Fury might need a warm up, a tune up, because he hasn't been in the ring for a minute now. Okay. Tyson Fury was still in shape, right? He was still in shape. He wanted to fight Wilder. Remember, he was supposed to have a fight December the 5th. Nothing happened. Okay. A lot was going on. So looking at that video, like I said, if that's the case, then you know what? Going through this mediation thing, maybe his concentration and focus wasn't there on any one particular fight because of the nonsense. That's understandable. It's March now. So he's flabby, terribly fat, out of shape, man. So if that video was real, he has a lot of work to do. And I'm guaranteeing you, he's not going to have enough time to get in the kind of shape he needs to be in to fight AJ and win. If that fight was to happen like soon. So this is my point. If he wanted that fight, he wouldn't let himself get out of shape like that. It's simple. There's no way. Especially when it's been months now. People got to understand that. Because mediation, he looked confident to me that he wasn't worried about anything happening. While this whole thing and arbitration was going on, that's over with now. And you don't hear him talking about getting back in shape, getting in the gym and getting ready for this AJ fight. So, to me, the way it looks to me, from hearing from both sides and seeing what's going on, is AJ wants this fight. AJ wants undisputed. Tyson Fury doesn't. Simple as that. No way do you let yourself get out of shape like that. And yet you know that this fight is in the works and that contracts and term sheets are being sent out. And you're going to let yourself go like that? Listen, I don't know what's going to happen with the heavyweight division. We see the fights that's coming up, and they're supposed to be fights and said to be fights, but at the end of the day, if you don't want the fight, make it known so we can get the right opponents in there, so we can get the two fighters that want to fight. Stop getting these guys that keep saying, I want this guy, I want that guy, I'll knock this guy out, this guy's a bum, but then all of a sudden now you don't want nothing. As far as I'm concerned, and y'all know I don't really get into all this duck talk, but as far as I'm concerned, man, this is a clear I don't want no smoke with AJ type situation. Because if you did, you'd be in that gym training and keeping yourself in fight shape. And when the time comes, let's go. You made a lot of noise when you wanted to fight Wilder. Now the same way, let's be real. The same way how he said Wilder's playing games, right? And remember, he was calling Wilder out, and Wilder kept being silent and wouldn't respond. You're doing the same exact thing right now. So you can't sit here and dog Wilder out for doing it, and then yet, you know, you're doing the same thing. You're what's even worse, what you're doing is even worse, because Wilder completely just wasn't saying nothing to nobody. You're calling AJ a bum. You're saying that you'll knock him out, and AJ's not this and he's not that. This will be my easiest fight. But now all of a sudden you're telling the public and the people who want to see this fight that it's not going to happen no time soon. I don't see this fight being next. So look, as far as I'm concerned, you don't want that smoke. And it's not coming from AJ's side, it's you. Bottom line, it's you. You don't want the fight. So all I'm going to say in this video, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I'll catch y'all on the next one.